Good morning, everyone. Let me start with a simple observations. Over the past 2 years, AI has moved from an experiment to a board-level priorities. Executives are discussing it, board are asking about it, customers are expecting it, and employees are looking for it in the tools they are used every day. But in nearly every conversations I have with organizations, the same questions come up. How do we deploy AI across the enterprise safely, securely, and at scale? Today, I'd like to share a perspective on how to do exactly that. We've lived through major technologies wave before. Cloud, mobile, the internet. But AI is different. It's not just another applications layer. AI is becoming a horizontal capabilities that touch everything. Operations, customer experience, decision-making, productivities. In other words, AI doesn't simply optimize process, it changes how organizations operate. The company that will win in the next decade won't necessarily be the one with the most models. They will be the one that can operationalize AI, moving beyond experiments and pilots into productions across enterprise. And that takes something most organizations does not yet have, a repeatable AI foundations. There's a common misconception that AI success is all about the model. In practice, the biggest competitive advantage isn't the model, it's your data. Enterprise data capture what makes your business unique. Your business process, your customer relationships, your operational knowledge, your intellectual properties. When AI is connected to that data, that's when real transformations happens. That's why, from Oracle perspective, the focus is simple: AI for data. Here is the reality many organizations are facing. Public AI services are powerful, but they also raise immediate concern. Where is my data going? Who has access to it? Can I meet regulatory requirements? What will the cost at scale? How do I integrate with internal systems? For many enterprises, especially in regulated industry, the conclusion is clear. They need AI, but they need it under their control. That's why the concept of a private AI cloud become critical. Let's zoom out to the bigger pictures. Enterprise AI isn't a set of products, it's an ecosystem. Infrastructures, data platform, models, securities, applications. The central theme is integrations, because complexities is the enemy of adoptions. At a high level, think of a full stack architectures, a data tier, an application tiers, and AI services in betweens. Vector search, embeddings, retrieval augmented generations, and agentic workflow. This isn't a grab bag of tools. It's an integrated design that connects enterprise data to AI outcome with the security, observabilities, and lifecycle control. In productions, enterprise needs practical AI capabilities, content extractions, embeddings, vector search, and RAG, so response stay grounded in trusted data. On top of that, we enable applications and agents so AI show up in real workflow, not isolated demo. And across every layers, we build for enterprise requirement, encryptions, validations, backup, immutabilities, observabilities, and resilience. Because AI is now production's infrastructure. Pictures running modern AI workload on infrastructure that was never built for them. You hit bottlenecks, latency, unpredictable performance, escalating costs. AI is unique. AI is uniquely demanding, so the foundations matters. High-speed networking, optimized storage, accelerated compute. When that foundation is right, everything above it gets simpler. AI also changed the infrastructure equations, especially for throughput and latency. This layer is about consistent, predictable performance, fast interconnect, scalable base, and a data platform tuned for enterprise workload. And it supports hybrid deployment model, so sensitive workload can stay on-prem when required. Let's make this tangible. When we talk about enterprise AI, we are not talking about science fictions. We are talking about very practical use case. Internal knowledge assistance, document processing, fraud detections, customer support automations, predictive analysis. These deliver measurable ROI today. One organization shared something that stuck with me. They said, our employees spend more time searching for the information than doing their jobs. Let that sink in. Years of institutional knowledge locked inside documents and disconnected systems. AI can surface it in seconds. And that's one of the quickest productivity gains we consistently see. It's also one of the fastest ROI use case, an internal knowledge assistant that answers questions using trusted internal source, policy, SOPs, contracts, wikis, and more. And it highlights where private AIs matter. The information is often sensitive, usage can scale quickly, and you need enterprise-grade privacy and protection, plus cost control that hold up as adoptions grow. Another big opportunity is documents. Enterprise process millions every year. Contract, claims, forms, reports. AI can read them, extract key field, classify content, and analyze pattern automatically. And when it deployed privately, confidentiality stay intact. Document intelligence is a high-value use case. Extracting data, routing and classifying documents, and flagging risk in contracts, invoice, and financial statement. In regulated industry especially, private AI matter because it supports confidentialities, compliance, and auditabilities. Fraud detection is another high-impact area. Humans tend to spot what they already know to look for. AI can surface patterns you didn't even realize were there. That's a fundamental shift. Fraud and risk scenario also demand production-grade AI, real-time decisions, and explainable outcome. In this space, latency and governance aren't nice to have. They are requirements. Private AI helps by enabling inference close insensitive data, and the control are guardrail needed for trust. Customer support is shifting from reactive to intelligence. AI agents can augment employee by recommending answer, surface relevant knowledge, automating follow-up steps and workflow, reduce time to resolutions. Support automations can improve both customer experience and team productivities through smarter ticket routing, sentiment detections, and fast knowledge lookup, while handling PII appropriately. Private AI also help deliver predictable cost at scale and strong brand protections because the customer experience is on the line. Then you move to reacting to predicting. Forecast demand, predict failure, optimize operations. That's where AI shifts from incremental efficiency to real competitive advantage. Forecasting and predictive analytics remain foundational. Demand, churn, inventory, revenue. And because this model rely on competitive and operational intelligence, ownerships, governance, and long-term data strategies aren't optionals. They are central to make it sustainable. But with all opportunities come a real concern: trust. Security is the number one issue organizations raise. Data leakage, model exposure, compliance risk, and AI adoption stop the moment trust stopped. So trust has to be designed in from day one. At the executive level, the requirement is simple. Sensitive data must not leak, and access must be tightly controlled. That means enterprise-grade identity and access management and role-based access control pattern, strong model, and data lifecycle governance, and aligned with regulatory requirements that apply to the business. The second concern is cost. AI can get expensive fast when it deployed inefficiently, but when it integrated cleanly with the right data and infrastructure, costs become predictable and manageable. Adoption also scales quickly, which make performance and efficiency strategic. You want low latency inference, dedicated resource for consistency, and operating model that won't surprise you 6 months down the road. The second concern is cost. AI can get expensive fast when the deploy inefficiently. We are reaching the point where AI is no longer optional. It's become part of enterprise infrastructure, like database, network, and ERP systems. And because AI now touch sensitive data, business logic, and the customer experience, it belongs in that same business critical category, designed to be secure, reliable, and well-governed. Many organizations begin with external AI service, and that is perfectly reasonable starting point. But as users grow, the same limitation tend to show up. Latency, cost escalations, limited customizations, governance challenge. That is often with what drives a shift toward hybrid or private deployment. In practice, enterprise run into familiar frictions point: data residency requirement, limit transparency, lock-in risk, and unpredictable costs. Those pressures are accelerating a clear transitions to private AI pattern for business critical workload. The architecture we are talking about bring everything together: security, data model, operations as one unified systems. That integration is what makes enterprise adoption possible. Operationally, that is what secure AI look like. Isolating data with strong tenancy and compartment boundary. Encrypting data at rest and in transit. Logging and monitoring access with audit trail. Enforcing control, update, approval, and versionings. These are the same control security reader expected from any enterprise-grade systems, because that is how you run production infrastructure. So the questions become, how do we make this simple to deploy and operate? Think of this as a stack designed for productions. The foundation is a secure private cloud. The data layer is your governed enterprise data kept where it belongs. Then we activate the data with the capabilities that make generative AI work in the enterprise. Extract, embedding, vector search, and RAG to keep response factual and grounded. Above that, we are enable apps and agents that operationalize AI inside day-to-day processes. And across the entire stack, we built in enterprise essential, encryptions, validations, backup, and immutabilities, observabilities, and resilience. So the platform is ready for real-world scale. Another principle matters just as much. No enterprise wants to rely on a single model provider forever. Flexibilities matter. Choice matter. Control matter. That's why security support multiple models is essential. One of the key design decisions behind Oracle Enterprise AI Private Cloud is openness and flexibilities. Enterprise shouldn't be forced into one model or one tool chains, because different use cases demand different trade-offs across cost, performance, latency, and governance. Our approach is to support leading models and tools and let customers choose what aligns to their strategies today and adapt as the ecosystem evolves. Teams can consume these capabilities the way they already work, through standard APIs, or when workloads are sensitive or regulated, by deploying model as a private instance for an added layer of control. The practical outcome: faster time to value, reduced lock-in risk, and enterprise-grade privacy, security, and operational control. Oracle Private AI Container Service is designed to make AI infrastructure simpler and more secure to run, especially when customers need private deployment options and standardized operational controls. Running an AI infrastructure isn't simple. You immediately run into questions. Which model do we use? How do we scale it? How do we secure it? How do we monitor and govern it? Without a platform, this complexity compounds quickly. Most teams end up facing same set of decisions over and over. A platform approach turns these operational questions into a repeatable operational pattern. Then come run it like production realities. Security vulnerabilities and exposures, cost efficiency, scalabilities, and high availabilities. Enterprise want AI to operate with the same discipline as other mission-critical service. We see teams spend more time managing infrastructure than building solutions. That's backward. Technology should accelerate innovations, not slow it down. This is where private AI container service help. They standardize deployment, simplify operations, improve security, so team can focus on outcome. A key principle is developer familiarities with open AI compatible APIs, plus common capabilities like embeddings and re-ranking, so customer and partner can integrate quickly without rewriting everything. From embedding to inference to GPU accelerations, organizations can deploy AI capabilities wherever they are needed. Even in an air-gapped environment, the outcome is practical. Generate embeddings, re-rank search result, using LLMs to reason and produce answer, accelerate workload with GPU, and deploy across environment, from standard on-premise to fully air-gapped based on your security posture. Using familiar APIs and container technologies mean developers do not have to relearn everything from scratch, so adoption is faster, and security and operations aren't built on later. They are built in from the start. TLS for data in transit, key store and API key for credential management, containerized deployment and lifecycle management, and standard observability tools like Prometheus and Grafana, so IT team can run AI with confidence. Flexibilities also mean matching performance to workload. Not every use case needs GPU, and efficiency matter. That's why the deployment model support both CPU and GPU configurations, so you can right-size cost and performance based on what workload actually require. Flexibilities also mean matching performance to workload, not the real power show up when everything connected. Applications, data, model, tools. That is when AI become enterprise-wide. And the integration path is straightforward. Application call standard REST endpoint with connectivity into database layer and broader AI service. The goal is consistent AI consumption across team and use case, so you don't reinvent the approach every time. The rise of open weight model is changing the industry. Enterprise can now run highly capable model privately with far more control over data, deployment, and operations. For customers who need local deployment and flexibilities, the open weight ecosystem is especially valuable. It lets you match model choice at your risk profile, cost target, and performance needs without betting the company on a single provider or path. Now comes the next evolutions. AI agents, not just answering questions, but taking actions. Once the foundation is in place, the next step is agent. System that can execute multiple step tasks with guardrail and approval, and a no-code approach helps team move faster while keeping governance and control intact. And importantly, it's not just developer who can build agents. Business user can participate too. That democratize AI innovations and speed up adoptions across the organizations. Now the question becomes how do enterprise move from AI experiment into real governance automations? That's where Oracle AI database private agent factories come in. It is a no-code platform designed to help enterprise rapidly deploy intelligence agents built specifically for Oracle AI database customer. The emphasis is enterprise grade from day one, with agent aligned to the expectation allow quality, security, performance, and support. A key differentiator is a deep database integrations. Database capabilities are treated as a first-class component inside agent workflow. So you can build agents that don't just chat, but securely use data and database service to drive outcome. Its design is also designed for speed, enabling customer to take advantage of new database capability without a long integration cycle. To accelerate time to value, you can start with pre-built data-centric agents like knowledge search and data analysis, plus a quick start experience that include built-in agent template and guardrail libraries. Under the hood, this built to run close to the database with a container-based deployment suitable for both air-gapped and non-air-gapped environment. And you are not limited to what include out of the box. External agent imports help you bring in an agent built elsewhere to extend functionalities. Agents bring together model, tools, data, and memory into intelligence end-to-end workflow. Here's how the architecture behind Oracle Private Agent Factories comes together. Teams start into a no-code interface using guided builder to assemble agents, workflow, tools, and connectors, memories, and governance without having hand code everything. Those agents run on a private runtime layers deployed in your environment. Security is built in from the start. Communications are protected with SSL and TLS, and access is enforced through enterprise identity, typical integrating with SSO and role-based access control. So the right user and system have the right permissions. On the data and model side, the platform connect agents to what they need, LLMs, enterprise data source, and tools, while maintaining control such encryption in transit and address, plus logging and auditing trail to support governance and compliance. And to accelerate time to value, you do not start from zero. You can begin with pre-built agents and templates and extend capability through MCP server so agent can safely access approved tools and context through a standardized interface. The result is architecture that moves fast for teams without compromising production grade, security, and control. Now, let's look at one of the most important valuable pre-built agents like knowledge agent. A knowledge agent augments an LLM with your enterprise knowledge. Instead of relying on generic response, it's pair AI vector search with LLMs, reasoning to retrieve the most relevant information from approved source, internal knowledge base, document, and where appropriate, selected web content. So answers are accurate and context-rich. It's delivered 3 core capabilities. First, context retrieval from unstructured data. Most enterprise knowledge live in PDF, web page, email, and repository, not neatly in table. That knowledge agent is designed to locate the right passage quickly and reliably using vector search and retrieval. Second, grounded response with guardrail. It doesn't just answer, it responds with support context that can be tracked back to approved source that reduce hallucinations and increase trust. Guardrail help keep output within the boundary you set for safety, compliance, and brand protections. Third, integration ready by design. To connect, it connect to where knowledge actually lives, corporate site, file system, and other repositories, so you can embed it in a real workflow without a long custom build. The outcome is simple: faster access to trust information, consistent answer at scale, and a clear path from AI experimentations to an enterprise-ready knowledge experience. First, data ingestions. Enterprise knowledge live in many places and formats: document, wikis, portal, shared drive, and other repositories. The first step is bring that content into loader and connector so it can be handled consistently. Second, document transformations. Before AI can use content effectively, it needs to be prepared. Extract text, split into usable chunks, and when helpful, a summarize or metadata that is what makes retrieval accurate and scalable. Third, embedding. Each chunk is converted into numerical representation and embedding using an embedding model. That is what enables semantic search, finding information by meaning, not just keyword. Fourth, vector database. Those embeddings are stored in a vector index so the system can retrieve relevant contents quickly at runtime using vector search. Fifth, retrieval augmented generations. When a user asks questions, the agent runs a similarity search against the vector database to fetch the most relevant passage that then package that context with the user's questions that retrieval step. Finally, answer generations. The LLM use the retrieve context to generate and respond ground in enterprise approved knowledge rather than generic trained data, improving accuracy, traceability, and trust for the business use. A great example is a data analysis agent that can understand your database schema automatically. And the time saving for analysts can be dramatic. Now, let's shift from unstructured knowledge to structured business data. A data analysis agent is designed to work directly with enterprise database. It understands schema and relationship, then use LLM's capabilities to generate semantic insight, not just raw query output. The goal is to help business and technical team move faster from data to decisions while keeping analysis close to governed system of record. It's delivered for core capabilities: semantic question generations, Instead of requiring user to ask the perfect questions, the agents can propose meaningful variations, different cut of the same problems, so team can surface trend, anomalies, and key driver that might otherwise miss. LLMs power explanations. It doesn't just return table. It explains what the result mean in business term, highlight pattern, and add narrative context to speed understanding and alignment. Automatic visualization generations. It can generate appropriate chart and visual summarize so insights are immediately consumable, especially for executive reporting and operational review. Integrations ready connectivities. It's designed to connect to enterprise database with minimal frictions, so customer can deploy it into existing environment without a major integration project. The outcome is practical. Faster analysis cycle, more consistent insight generations, and easier way for team to ask better questions of their data securely at scale. Organization can build agent tailored to their own process. And this is where real differentiations happen. To make this practical, Agent Builder is where team can build, test, and deploy custom agent and workflow for their specific use case without turning every project into bespoke engineering effort. At the core, an agent has three building blocks: an LLMs, a set of tools, and conversational memories, so it can reason, take action through a proof interface, and maintain context across a workflow. Model choice. Agent Builder support the model customer prefer, whether consumed through a managed service or deployed privately. So you can align to performance, cost, and data sensitivities needed. Where support, you can integrate it using API-based pattern consistently with OpenAI compatible interface. Tools and actions. Agent create value when they can do real works. Agent Builder support tools through MCP server for structure and governable tools access. REST API to export existing enterprise service as a callable tools. Input and output. You can start an interaction through chat, text input, or prompt node inside a workflow. And you can route result into outcome, chat response for interactive experience, or email for handoff and notifications. Data access. Many workflows require control data access. Agent Builder support pattern like file upload, reading CSV, and running SQL queries. So agent can combine unstructured and structured data in a single flow. And it's designed to be extendable. Customer and partner can create new nodes in Agent Builder, so the platform adapt to your process rather than forcing every use case into fixed template. The vision is straightforward. Bring infrastructure, data, AI, and applications together into a single enterprise platform, built with flexibilities, securities, and control. Oracle approach focus on flexible deployment, stronger governance for security and privacy, and openness across models and tools, grounded in one core principle: bring AI to enterprise data and workflow. The result is an AI platform that helps teams build repeatable solutions securely at enterprise scale. And the outcome is practical. faster time to value, deliver with confidence. Let's return to the architecture view because the foundation is where enable everything we have discussed. And I have left you with one final thought. AI won't replace organizations, but organizations that use AI effectively will replace those they don't. The winner will be one that deploy AI securely at scale with enterprise-grade control. That's the promise of enterprise AI private cloud. Thank you.